Even if they are ignoring you right now and acting like you do not exist, you can still become the one they think about late at night, the one they secretly check their phone for, the one they end up missing so badly that they cannot stay away. The version of you who is being ignored is not your final identity, and the story you are living today is not the final chapter. With the law of assumption, you are not stuck with whatever your current circumstances are showing you, because those circumstances are only a reflection of an old state of consciousness, an old story that you accepted as true for some time. When you remember this, and when you start shifting the way you see yourself and the way you see your connection, the same person who is ignoring you now can be the one who is chasing you, loving you, missing you, and choosing you again. Maybe right now you feel that sharp pain in your chest every time you see their name. You remember how they used to talk to you for hours, how they once promised that they would always be there for you, and now the same person leaves you unseen or does not reply at all. It feels unfair and confusing, and you might even feel betrayed by life or by the universe. You ask yourself why it had to happen like this, and why the one person you wanted the most suddenly pulled away, lost interest, or changed into someone you barely recognize. When this happens, it is natural that a deep desire is born inside you, a desire to be wanted, to be chosen, to be missed by them so intensely that they cannot stay away from you anymore. You imagine them texting you first, telling you how much they regret their behavior, telling you they were foolish to let you go, and you wish that vision could just become real already. The beautiful thing is that you are not powerless in this situation. You are not here begging for crumbs, hoping that one day they randomly wake up and decide you are worth it again. You are the operant power of your reality, and your inner state is what scripts the outer world. The law of assumption simply says that what you assume to be true, what you persist in as your inner reality, must show up in your 3D experience. Right now, your outer world might be shouting that they do not care, that they have moved on, that they are happier without you. But that is only the echo of old assumptions about yourself, about relationships, and about what you believe you deserve. The moment you begin to change those assumptions, the echo starts to fade and a new story begins to take form. Think back to who you were before all of this happened, before the arguments, before the distance, before the blocking, before the silence. There was a version of you who held very different assumptions. Maybe you felt lighter. Maybe you believed love could be easy. Maybe you trusted more in yourself and in other people. From that state, you attracted certain experiences and people responded to you in a particular way. Then something shifted. Perhaps you started believing that you were not enough, that love always leaves, that people always lose interest in you. Without even realizing it, you stepped into a new state of being, and your outer world rearranged to mirror exactly that. Your specific person started to reflect those painful beliefs back to you through their behavior, not because they are cruel, but because the 3D always mirrors the inner story. The powerful thing about realizing this is that you can also move into another state from this moment onwards. You are not frozen in the ignored version of you. You changed once and your reality changed with you, and you can change again and watch your reality shift again. This is why it is so important to stop treating the current 3D as the ultimate truth. Your current circumstances are not your destiny. They are just a snapshot of how you have been seeing yourself in your relationship up until now. When you stop arguing with the 3D and start calmly choosing a new inner story, the so-called impossible outcomes start to happen quietly and naturally. Right now, your mind might be obsessed with checking their social media, looking at their last scene, trying to decode their posts, asking friends about them, or rereading old chats just to feel close again. Every time you do that, you are unconsciously repeating the story that you are on the outside, that they are far away, and that you need to chase their attention. A person who knows they are loved, a person who is already in a happy relationship does not behave like that. They are not staring at their phone, wondering what their partner is doing every second. They are not stalking. They are not trying to force anything, because in their inner reality, the relationship is stable, loving, and secure. Their actions come from that calm inner knowing. So the first step in making them miss you is gently letting go of the version of you who chases and checks and begs. You can notice the urge to click on their profile or scroll through their photos, and instead say to yourself, this is how the old version of me behaved. The one who believed they were being ignored, and I am not that version anymore. This is not about punishing yourself or suppressing emotions. It is about choosing to no longer feed the story that you are powerless and unwanted. Every time you make that choice, you are stepping a little more into the identity of someone who is naturally valued and missed. Now let us talk about what it means to hold the I am missed state. Many people try to make someone miss them by playing games in the 3D, by posting certain stories, by trying to make them jealous, by cutting off contact while still feeling desperate inside. The law of assumption works the other way around. It always starts from within. You first become, in consciousness, the person who is undeniably missed, and then the external world finds its own way to reflect that. Ask yourself gently, if my specific person was lying awake at night missing me, if they were secretly checking my profile, thinking about our memories and wondering how to get close to me again, how would I feel and how would I carry myself? From that state, would I still feel like I have to chase their attention, or would there be a quiet confidence in my chest? Would I spend my days refreshing their page, or would I be more focused on my own life, my own joy, my own growth? Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that reality. Imagine waking up knowing that somewhere your specific person is thinking about you, remembering your laugh, missing your presence. Feel the heaviness in your chest soften a little as you step into that version of yourself. That calm, loved, chosen version is your new home. This is the state you want to return to again and again, no matter what the 3D is shouting. You will not do it perfectly every single day, and that is fine. You are human. But the more you return to this inner position, the more the outer reality must catch up. Imagination is your greatest tool here. It is not just a form of escapism, it is the creative workshop where your new reality is designed. Instead of using your imagination to torture yourself with images of them with someone else or with scenes of them rejecting you, begin to gently feed it new scenes that prove you are missed and wanted. See yourself picking up your phone and noticing multiple missed calls from their name. Imagine opening your messages and seeing a long text where they admit they cannot stop thinking about you and that pulling away was a mistake. Picture a mutual friend telling you that your specific person has been asking about you, that they regret how they behaved, and that they really want to talk to you. Keep these imaginal scenes short and vivid. Feel the relief, the surprise, the warmth in your body as if it is happening right now. You can repeat one scene before you fall asleep at night, and again when you wake up. And as you move through the day, you can return to that feeling whenever your mind wants to go back to fear. You are not trying to force something to happen. You are simply choosing which reality you accept as true on the inside. When the inner world is stable enough, the outer world has no choice but to align. Affirmations support this process when they come from the end state rather than from neediness. You do not have to shout them or repeat them 1,000 times. It is enough to gently remind yourself during the day of who you really are. You might say in your mind, I am unforgettable to my specific person. They miss me when we are not talking. I am the love they always come back to. I am valued. I am chosen. I am adored. Say them in a way that feels natural to you, like you are describing a fact about yourself rather than begging the universe. When your old thoughts of rejection come up, do not panic and do not fight them aggressively. Simply acknowledge that they belong to the old state and softly redirect yourself back to your chosen identity. At the same time, start taking your specific person off the pedestal and placing yourself back in the center of your own life. When all of your attention is on what they are doing, who they might be with, what they are thinking, you are energetically telling your subconscious that they are the main character and you are the one chasing from the background. In the reality where they miss you badly, you are not sitting around obsessing about them all day. You are living, you are creating, you are glowing in your own lane. So ask yourself what your life would look like if you truly believed you are loved and wanted. Maybe you would start a new project, focus on your health, connect more deeply with friends, explore your spirituality, dress in a way that makes you feel confident again. None of this is to impress them. It is simply the natural behavior of someone who has stepped into a stable state of self-love and self-worth. There will be moments on this journey where the 3D will still show you things you do not like. You might see them post something that triggers you, you might hear a rumor, or you might experience more silence than you hoped for. When that happens, remind yourself gently that these are old echoes, leftovers from a previous state, and that your new inner reality is already in motion. You do not have to collapse back into despair every time you see something you do not enjoy. You can feel your feelings, comfort yourself, and then choose again. Your power is in your decision to persist in the end, where you are loved and missed no matter how loud the outer world appears for a while. Remember that your specific person does not create your reality. Your assumptions do. Their behavior is only a mirror of what you have believed about yourself and about love. When you change those beliefs, the mirror has to change. You are not forcing anyone to love you against their will. You are simply choosing to occupy the state where you are naturally loved and where the only way they can show up in your life is by matching that love. From that place, it becomes easy and natural for them to miss you, to feel your absence, to realize that no one else compares to you. So as you move forward after watching this video, decide that the version of you who is ignored and desperate is part of the old story, and that from today you are stepping into the identity of someone who is cherished and missed deeply. Spend more time in that inner reality than in the story of loss. Let your imagination become your safe home instead of your enemy. Trust that everything in this universe is constantly changing, including the thoughts and feelings of your specific person, and that your new state is gently guiding them back to you in the most natural way. You do not have to chase, you do not have to beg, you only have to stand in the truth of who you are. You are the creator of your experience, you are the one choosing the script, and you are allowed to choose a script where you are loved, wanted, and missed beyond words. If this video has helped you, you can stay with this energy, repeat it whenever you feel low, and remind yourself that your end is already written in your favor. They can pull away in the 3D, they can ignore for a while, but they cannot escape the reality you persist in. And the reality you are now choosing is one where they miss you badly and where you are finally treated the way you always deserved. I hope this video helped you in some way. Happy manifesting!